Morning. Well, it's an estuary of two halves today. At the top end, we've got egrets, herons, oyster catchers, curlew, redshanks. I haven't seen the kingfisher this year yet, which would be nice to see. There was a duckling. You want to pick it up on the camera with a duck with nine looked like freshly hatched ducklings. And at the bottom end of the estuary, we've got a summer visitor of a very different type. Yeah, very busy, and you can't blame them. It's lovely. So today we've got slack tides, not great, a brisk northerly wind forecast, with the forecasters threatening a named storm coming in next week, and man flu. On paper, I'd be better off tucked up in bed with a lemsid than trying to catch a fish today. However, like the rest of the male population, we struggle on through adversity, hardly mentioning our medical woes. So yeah, gonna give it a go. Only out for a single tide, so just a short trip today. I've got a slight plan, but it is dependent on that breeze and whether that gets up or not. First thing, I've set a couple of rods up, one with mackerel feathers, one with speakies. Going to see if I can find some bait and take it from there. Really, if I see any bird activity, I'll have a cast around and see if I can find a bass. Otherwise, if the weather's okay, I think I'm going to go out to an inshore wreck. It's not very far out, and just have a go with either bait or lures, probably a mixture of both, and see what we can find. Yeah, this year's been a bit of a funny one, really, in that I've caught quite a lot of fish, and in amongst them there have been some good quality fish, but on the whole, lots of smaller fish. Today is not the tide to put that right, but we live in hope and give it a go. See you out there. Out at the first spot. The wind hasn't got up yet, it's lovely. It's quite chilly though, a bit fresh. Quite a few jellyfish in the water. And we'll try the mackerel feathers first. No luck at all at the first spot, so give this a try here. If we can't catch bait, we'll just go lure fishing. Bit deeper out here, although I am just going over a large ridge. Yeah, 40 metres, so fairly similar depth actually to what I was fishing before, but it will drop off to about 50, 52 I think once I'm off this ridge. And on the slack tide, with a bit of wind, 0.4 of a knot of drift. Something's showing on the sounder, just going now, and the mackerel feathers are not doing it, so it could be a shoal of sand eels, which would be lovely for bait. So see if we can drop the sabikis into them. Yep, there's something there. What is it and what size is it? Well, I wasn't expecting that on the sabikis. And a little herring. That's strange, I've got the mackerel feathers down there, just off the bottom, not getting touched at all, but these little sabikis seem to be doing the job. That will do me for bait. Minor change to the plan. I've just had a call from home asking to bring some mackerel home. So some bigger ones did start to show. So I've got 3 which are good eating size, and some which are in the bucket swimming around here for bait. So another 3 eating size ones, and that'll satisfy the dinner plan. I suspect there's lots of small bait down there because the sabikis are out fishing the mackerel feathers. There we are. Is it eating size? Is it bait size? It's definitely eating size. Yep, good hand size that to fill it off. The humble mackerel, lovely to catch, great for bait, great to eat, and impossible to catch without a smile on your face. I've said so many times. Can even make you temporarily forget about the really bad dose of man flu that you've got. Let's pop the mackerel feathers down as well, see if we can wheedle out a bigger one. Nope, nope. Feels like a nice one if it's one. Well, it wasn't one, and that the other one was perfect pan size. This one is perfect bait size. There we are, within about 15 minutes of being caught, filleted off. I suspected that they were eating small stuff, which is why the sabikis are outperforming the mackerel feathers. That's what they're full of, tiny little sand eels. So that's what they're gorging on, and that's why they're going after the sabikis. So yeah, they're going into a tub to go in the igloo, along with the belly flaps there, that make fantastic bait. Right, get those sorted and off to a wreck. Okay, so out on this wreck, there are 4 wrecks in this area. One I've fished before, so this one I haven't fished before, but potentially we could have a couple of drifts on each one. Although this one, it does look like there's bait above it at least, so we will see. So I'm going to give the live bait a go first. So as ever, I keep things very simple. So my Ugly Stick GX2, 12 to 20, Pen Fathom, 2-speed lever drag, the 15 size. I've got 42 pound braid on there. The business end. For live bait, some people prefer just a swivel, whatever. I always prefer a boom. Just prevents tangles going down. And it's fairly slack tide. We're in 52 metres of water. I've got an 8-ounce lead on just because I want to fish it as vertical as possible, and I'll keep trotting it along the bottom. So then we've got 36 pound fluoro, so 5 foot, 6 foot, onto a 6.0 Sea Beast. And I'm going to put the smallest mackerel on there. Right, just give it a little minute so I can assess the drift, reposition, and we'll pop it down. Down it goes, 55 metres of water, 0.3 of a knot of drift. Hopefully we're going to go nicely over the wreck. It's always exciting and interesting when you come to a new wreck, never know what's there. Never know what's there, and see if we can turn that little Jerry mackerel into something else. Oh, something had to go at it then. Yes, there was a pull there. Am I now baitless? I can't feel it. Encouraging though, nice little pull. And strangely for me, I didn't strike it away from the fish, just kept on winding as you should. But I suspect it's held onto the tail or half the fish and pulled it off the hook. Let's have a look. No, we still have bait. It's quite tiny, but something did get it behind the gill case there, so it's very close to the hook. Should have carried on fishing. First drift was not quite there, but we did have a nice bite. But this drift is, yeah, this is looking bang on. At the moment, I'm just winding the bait up 10, 15 turns or so, just to see what's in the water column. There could be obviously ling in the wreck, and then above it, pollock, bass. More than likely pollock if there is anything there, but yeah, you never know. So just giving it a go through the water course. And there could, of course, be our old friend the pout in there, which will eat absolutely anything and everything, any size, any colour, any shape. And that was another bite then. It doesn't feel like pouting, they are rattles. But then whatever it is not big enough to engulf that little bait in one go. Well, the number of bites I've had on it, I'm pretty sure I'm fishing with a dead bait now rather than a live bait. So, lots of bites on that poor little thing, but nothing big enough to take it. One for the goals, that one. Yeah, I'll try a dead bait this time around. Let's sort that out and reposition for that. Okay, that little herring I caught earlier, just with its tail cut off so it doesn't spin, and a slice in its belly so its guts will spill out. It's a delightful sport, our game, isn't it? You don't get this with golf. This wind's spinning us a bit and increasing a bit, so I'm hoping the drift is going to be similar to last time. Keep an eye on that. Nope, that wind's pushed us off. So, let me pull that in before it loses too much of its scent. I'll go around again, get us in a better position. This is a tiny wreck, it's probably only 40 metres long. So just a little change or in the wind direction on speed just throws off the drift, and you're going to miss it as I was with that last pass. So the bait's still very fresh. drop it down. This pass is better. There we are. Yeah, on the bottom and just nicely on the start of the wreck, so that's perfect. With that live bait, I tried it up and down the water column, and I was getting lots of bites, but they were small fish, small pollock or pouting, I suspect. So I'm just going to try and hold this one in the wreck and drift across it. Just lifting the lead up every now and again and dropping it back down until I feel the wreck. Hopefully we won't get snagged, and hopefully there might be some fish there. Oh, it's taking it into the wreck. There is still a fish there, I can feel it. But see if I can drive it around the other side, because there is a fish, but it's taking us around something. I'm hoping that it's just taken us over an obstruction. So by driving it around the other side of the obstruction, I might be able to clear my line. Might, and there might still be a fish there. We're out. We're out, but the fish is gone. That is a consequence of fishing close to the wreck, that fish like ling, typical example, they'll grab it and pull it straight back into their lair. I did snap off. I thought I'd cleared it, but lost the hook length. Okay, as I'm here, I think I'll just tie a lure on and give it another go, because there are fish there. It'd be interesting to see what they are and what size they are. So I'll go for a small lure and yeah, see what's there. Might put a top on again as well. So apart from mackerel feathers, that's probably the closest thing I've got in my lure box to all the little bait fish that's down there. Let's have one pass with this, see if it does any good. I've probably got about another hour of fishing before I need to head back in, so I'll have one pass here. If that's good, I'll stay. If not, I'll go out to another wreck which is close by. It's poor tides for this, but 0.7 of a knot, 0.6 of a knot, you never know. The trouble is it's movement in the water that you need to get the fish feeding, and we could just be drifting at 0.6 of a knot due to the wind, and there isn't actually a lot of movement in the water, so the fish are, even though I'm drifting across, the fish are not feeding, potentially. I've got family down next weekend. My daughter, son and his fiance are coming down, so a 60-centimetre bass would be perfect, thank you. Ah. something had a go at it then. It wasn't a 60 centimetre bass. It felt more like a 20 centimetre pouting. And again, little bites, like I was getting with that Jerry mackerel. So one more down and up, then we'll be off the wreck and we'll move on, I think. Yeah, okay. So I'm convinced there are fish here, and if I put the mackerel feathers down, I would probably catch them, and it will probably be pouting, maybe small pollock, but my suspicion is a load of pouting. So we'll move on. See if this drift works out. Another wreck that I've not fished before, and another probably slightly bigger than the other one, but not a very big wreck at all. Same lure. Give that a second chance. Little peck on the way down then. And a peck on the way up. And again, and he's taken it. Yes. Had a couple of bites going down, a couple of bites coming up. Just kept winding, and it is currently hooked. Where are you? There we are. Oh. Hopefully you saw that. Oh, it's not gone away. I thought he'd swum straight down. It's a small pollock. It looked in decent condition. Where are you? Oh, it has gone. I think. Yeah, just needed a minute to recover. I don't like to leave them just flapping on the surface and getting pecked by seagulls. I'd rather bring them in and dispatch them. Or bring them in and let them recover, but that one did recover, so yeah, a decent result for the little pollock. One more try on this wreck. Exactly the same setup. And we're into another small fish. It was inevitable at some point. Our old friend the pout. Straight down. Good. Right, let's try another wreck on the way in. I've just got time to give it a couple of passes. Final wreck of the day, last 20 minutes. So drift's picked up now to a knot, so might get a couple of drifts on this one. That's better. That is better. And that's not pout. There it is, that white sand eel just in the corner. It's dropping fish day today. He was going back anyway. But yeah, nice pollock. Let's go around. The drift is taking us across the width of this wreck, so it's it's a short drift. Yeah, so it's a short drift, but it's quite a tall wreck, this one. Again, it's another one that I've not fished before. The pollock that I'm getting here, you could take them if you wanted to. I've still got pollock in the freezer, and I prefer the fish that are a bit bigger and from the wrecks a little bit further out. The ones that have been eating sand eels in here, I personally don't think there's that much flavour to them. The ones on the wrecks further out that have been eating sprats and oilier fish, yeah, they taste better. So if I catch any here, they're all going back. Go on, take it. Yes, it has. That had several good goes at it before it finally took it. I'll definitely come back to this wreck when I've got more time. There's a lot of life on it. And not very far out as well. Another very similar sized pollock. Very lively, so I'm dropping too many. There it is. Final drift of this session. Are we going to find a table fish? It's a good wreck. There's lots of pollock on it. I'm hoping that there's going to be a few. I was hoping there might be a few bass in amongst them. So, are we going to find that table fish on the last drift, on the last wreck of this session? We will see. Right on it now. And there's a little knot going down. Had a few of those today. Is it going to chase it up? Oh, it is, but it didn't take. Did take. There it is. Oh, this is a nice fish. That was line off the reel fish. So because it took a big dive like that, I suspect it's another pollock. But if it stays on, the last fish of the day is the best fish of the day. landing net for this one. Oh. Glad I used the landing net. Just spat the hook. There it is. And that one, unfortunately, its swim bladder has gone. So, although I have got some pollock in the freezer, this one's going to come home with me as well. What would that be? £5 fish, something like that. So yeah, very nice. It's not a bass to finish the day, but it's a table fish to finish the day. So yeah, I'll sort this one out and head back in. See you in there. Well, back in. Salcombe is very busy this afternoon, and again, no surprise, people are on the beaches enjoying the summer holidays. Yeah, so I'm back in just for a clean up. Yeah, I did mention that at the start that yeah, poor tides, not a great wind, but we managed to find some fish. The mackerel weren't too elusive today, which is a really nice change. So they will be consumed this evening, so that's really good. Yeah, and just trying out a few new wrecks, which is nice. I didn't really have the time to go further out, and with the threat of a northerly wind, I didn't want to go out onto the bigger wrecks. And it's a bit of a risk just wasting the fuel to go all the way out there on tides like this to potentially not do so good. But I did see the local charter boat coming back in with lots of seagulls behind him, so maybe the wrecks further out were doing quite well today. But yeah, lots of small pollock, and one decent keeper that was blown. So luckily it was a size that was good enough to get some nice fillets off it. So yeah, that's me done, apart from a wash down. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Cheers.